Go. Good job, dude. Whoa. Okay, another day on the 3BB channel, but the 3BB boys have school tomorrow, so they are not here at the shop. We are doing a replacement 4L80 or 4L60. I think they're about the same dipstick. So it has little O-rings on it. That's going to go into the transmission right there. And that's the way you fill it back up. So you need one of those. We didn't have one when we got the car or the transmission. So we have one. eBay, it was like $20. Nice braided steel lines. And then we have our other lines for the cooling. That's going to go to the radiator. So let's get this car in the air again, because we're going to need to go down in there by the transmission and bring them up into here for the radiator. So they have their own little cooling area. Keep that transmission cool. But first we got to get down there, and they give you all kinds of fittings. This was a $50 kit, but they give you all kinds of fittings to find the right ones for your radiator and get it done. So it's a pretty nice kit. I don't know what these giant ones are for. We already have one problem, that we don't have any of these that are going to fit into the radiator. So we'll figure that out. But they give you different sizes. So you need 2 of these ones with the tapered, and this is the side that's going to go into your transmission. And they give you 4 of those. I already have one in here, 2 more, and then I have one that's already in there. So let's check that one out inside there. And so we got some Teflon tape on the back one. And I definitely, like I said, recommend putting these on before you put the transmission in, because you don't have much leeway with the cross member for the transmission. But I do have a long wrench right here. I have a mosquito also trying to bite me, so I'm gonna kill that. But yeah, get those nice and tight, and then we'll get to the front one up there. And I'll kill this mosquito real quick. He gone. Got him with the grab. All right, now we can continue. Hope he doesn't have any friends. And so now that mosquito is dead, we'll get this other one in the front of the transmission, get some tape on it, some Teflon. And then these are going to be 17, the actual ones that are going in the transmission, those ones. And then 11/16 is going to be this little coupling right here on the edge of these things. And then 3/4 is going to be your actual lines right there. Cool. So I have 3/4, 11/16, and 17 if you bought one of these Amazon kits. But once you get these in the transmission, and then I'll show you what we have to do towards the radiator, because these aren't going to fit right now. We need a different size to go into the radiator. Now I'd go ahead and tighten this line onto this fitting before you put it on there, so you just don't have to, because you're not really going to be able to hold this and this at the same time with it under the car. But you can get a 11/16 on that and tighten that down. So let's get that in there really quick. And I'm gonna do the front one before I do the back one, just because I don't want that line from the back one in the way. Now let me give you guys a tiny bit of advice. Try to do these when the car is, or the transmission's out of the car. Because this one's not as bad to get to, but that front one, oh my goodness. Hey, but they're in, they're running under. Let's route them up to the top, and I'll show you what I got going on up there that won't let me put it to the radiator right now. So now my problem is, I'm gonna route them together, come outside the headers, come right through there, keep them off the headers, and then probably come underneath the lower radiator hose, because they're gonna have a connector like this going in there. But you can see the problem. It's a little bit too big. So, it'll be nice once they're done. It'll go straight down and that'll connect into there. But I have to get an adapter for this, or get different ones of these. And the size that I'm gonna need, out of everything I have left over, this is the actual coolant reservoir for the IROC that I'm gonna use. And the little side coming out for the breather for the overflow is the threads. So I will take that down to O'Reilly or Napa or somewhere, and then we need to go from these threads, which is probably, I don't know, I don't know what that is actually, but we need to go from that to this. So that's because this is what goes, the taper goes into the top of the, so we'll find something. to reduce that, and then it'll go in the radiator. But yeah, always something, right? So, Coolant's rim will get the dipstick in now, and we'll be rocking and rolling, almost done with the transmission. So for this dipstick, guys, it's pretty nice because it's movable. You can see down there, that little red piece, see if it'll focus. Goes right in to the top of the transmission. And it had a little rubber grommet in there, like this, for the factory dipstick, so pull that out. And then that one has O-rings just shoved in there. Get it to seat all the way down, and you're ready to rock. But that's where your fill point's gonna be for the transmission fluid, so you need that in there so you can fill it. And we're gonna fill it up now and see where our level's at, and then we wanna run it, let it get warmed up, but we have to redo our transmission, or not our transmission, our radiator, get all of our coolant in there before we can actually run the car for an extended period of time. So we need a couple little things. We also need to switch this one out. This is what came with the radiator, but for the steam port, it goes to that, which is actually the same size as that other one we need. So it'll all come together. But right now, let's get this thing full of transmission fluid. Put it back on the ground first. Okay, and now with our new dipstick in, we just filled it up with our makeshift, what's it called? Funnel. She is full, if it would focus. With the transmission all full, now we just need to focus on these. And it's funny, I have all the different threads that I need, but that's like a 4AN male. I need one of those to come for the steam port line that comes up right here to connect into here. But I also need this thread on the other side to go to a 4. So I need this thread on one side, that thread on the other side, and that'll make that steam port work. And then I need the good old 4AN to go to my 6AN for the coolant lines. And this is the one that goes on the other way, on the other side. So we have all the threads we need. We'll take that to the, I think there's a or a hose and line connection shop up here in Greenville. Someone commented one time. If you commented on that, please comment again and let me know. But yeah, that's it. So definitely easier to do with the transmission out of the car, but we got it done. And we have to hook up the solenoid still. And I'm gonna double check with the Terminator system and just make sure, and the B&M shifter, the Quicksilver we have, that it's gonna be all working, so. Oh, it disconnected the battery, never mind. But yeah, you should be able to turn the key on and hear the solenoids in the transmission kick on, so. Okay. And that will wrap it for this one, guys. We need to have a couple more little 6AN to 4AN to male to female connectors to get that transmission lines going into radiator and that steam port going to radiator. But we're making progress, like always. Still need to hook up the solenoids for the transmission, so it'll go in and lock up torque converter, and you have to hook it to the brake switch, so it unlocks the torque converter when you push the brake. So stuff like that, but we're getting there. It's full of fluid now. Checked it twice, but we need to run it and then check it again. So God bless you. Thanks for tuning in, and check out this moon. Couple of sleeping beauties, sleeping under a gorgeous moon. Until then, we'll see you on the next one.